Born on October 9th, 1940 in Liverpool, England, John Winston Ono Lennon was an English singer, songwriter, and activist who rose to monumental fame as co-founder of the Beatles. Raised in Liverpool by his aunt, John would meet Paul McCartney, forming one of the most celebrated songwriting partnerships in history. Always a figure of controversy, Lennon never shied away from discussing his views on politics, religion, or any other topic. Along with his wife, Yoko Ono, Lennon was a strong activist for peace, regularly protesting war and violence. But you already knew that. So, here are 10 things you probably didn't know about John Lennon. Number 10. He was a choir boy. That's right, the man who would eventually draw the attention of the FBI because of his political activism started his singing career as a choir boy at St. Peter's Church in Liverpool. Number 9. The first instrument he learned to play was the harmonica. Yes, much like Paul McCartney, the instrument that would make him famous was not the first one he learned to play. While in a small music shop in the Netherlands, Lennon stole a harmonica, or a mouth organ as he used to call it, and taught himself how to play. Years later, a small band of fans traveled to that same shop and reimbursed the owner for it. Number 8. He loved playing Monopoly. Lennon was a huge fan of the popular board game Monopoly, and would play it frequently while on tour. Most of the time, he didn't care if he lost, only that he had Boardwalk and Park Place in his possession. I wonder what his favorite piece was. Probably the shoe. I bet it was the shoe. Number 7. He hated the sound of his own voice. That's right, one of the greatest musicians of all time couldn't stand the sound of his own voice, and would frequently ask Beatles producer George Martin to add different effects to it to change it. Number 6. He didn't learn to drive until he was 25. I suppose when you're a massive rock star, you really don't need a license, and John was the last of the Beatles to get his. Although he wasn't a very good driver, and he once crashed his car into a ditch, requiring him to get 17 stitches on his face. Number 5. He is legally blind without his glasses. I suppose this explains the bad driving. Lennon always had bad eyesight. In fact, his eyesight was so bad that without corrective lenses, he was legally blind, and as a child refused to wear glasses because he was self-conscious of how he looked, until he saw musician Buddy Holly and realized that glasses could be cool, and insisted that his aunt buy him a pair of black horn-rimmed glasses just like Holly's. Number 4. He once survived a storm while sailing the Bermuda Triangle. John loved the ocean and was a fairly good sailor. Once, in June of 1980, he planned to sail from Rhode Island to Bermuda. While on the journey, on a massive 43-foot yacht, he ended up sailing right into a massive storm. With the rest of the crew out with seasickness, Lennon took the wheel and sailed the ship through the storm himself. Number 3. He was close friends with actor Peter Boyle. Lennon developed friendships with many famous actors and musicians over his career, but one he was particularly close to was young Frankenstein and Everybody Loves Raymond star Peter Boyle. The two were such good friends that John was the best man at Boyle's wedding. Number 2. He once hired a psychic to be on his staff full-time. At one point, John and Yoko hired a psychic to help them make business decisions. Apparently, the psychic was pretty good at it, because she made the same amount of money as the couple's financial planners and lawyers. I don't know who to feel worse for. Number 1. He once claimed to see a UFO. Once during what he referred to as his, quote, lost weekend, Lennon was standing completely naked on the terrace of his Manhattan apartment when he saw what he believed to be a UFO. He called for his assistant, who also claimed to see it, and immediately called the police, who had received similar calls around the same time, all claiming to see something unusual. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this that are uploaded weekly, please hit subscribe. If there is a certain celebrity that you would like to see featured in an upcoming video, please leave their name in the comment section below.